Okay, peace and blessings, peace and blessings. Shout out to my YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook family. Guys, we got some updates on the Nolan Wells situation. So Nolan Wells, we talked about him before. We're not gonna leave this. We're not gonna leave it. I don't care how many people say, oh, just you're making it to this big race thing. Black kid end up missing and then unalived in Mississippi on an island. We're just gonna act like we don't understand the dynamics. But anyway, so Nolan Wells, the update is his autopsy just came back. So when Nolan Wells passed, they found him like a day or two later on an island. We're gonna break down how crazy his friends did him, but we're gonna break down the autopsy first. So 2 days later, they find him. Within 24 hours, the sheriff of this little small Mississippi town comes out and says, we see no reason for foul play. Didn't do a single investigation, barely did an investigation. Didn't talk to the people that were there, just talked to his friends. The friends said, we don't know. So they said, oh, he must have drowned. No. It's too many inconveniences. But listen, the autopsy is kind of dark in this autopsy, right? So in the autopsy, one, the parents and the family did not trust the local Mississippi, what is it, autopsy expert name? What do you call them? But whatever they call them, the examiner, they didn't trust the local, municipal city one. So Colin Kaepernick gave a donation to have a private, independent examiner check the body and see what happened, right? So the doctor that did it is in Washington, D.C. He used to be the head of Howard Medical. And he checks it. Now, this is what the doctor finds, right? He said the autopsy report, right, had shown no evidence of fractures or deep tissue injuries. It described a red discoloration in the back of Wells' skull as inconclusive and meriting further investigation. So Wells' body has a bruise and discoloration in the back of his skull. And they're not sure exactly what it is, but it's noticeable. It's like, okay, what is that? Right? The forensic pathologist, my bad, that's what they call it, wrote that it could not rule out non-accidental factors contributed to or caused the death. Meaning he couldn't rule out that this wasn't a murder. He couldn't, just with what he had. Now, what makes it so sad is this boy's body's been getting cut up, opened up, right? He had one guy, the new pathologist that checked his body said that his throat was missing and his lungs and parts of his intestines and organs are still in Mississippi. So the family requested an independent pathologist to check the body. The Mississippi County one didn't send his full body to them. There's parts that they kept of the boy's body. Do you guys seeing how weird this is getting? And so the independent pathologist is saying, until I get, like, for one, he didn't get the lungs. So seeing the lungs would help this independent pathologist say, did he drown? Because if you were unconscious and then thrown in the water, there won't be water in your lungs. But if you drown, there will be water in your lungs, not saying that someone couldn't have pushed you in the water or anything, or strangled you and drowned you. Now, also, he also included decomposition of the body and outstanding questions about whether Wells was conscious when he entered the water, right? He can't tell that without seeing the lungs, without seeing the stomach, and seeing like what's going on within his internal body. So the initial autopsy was performed by the medical examiner in Mississippi. The body arrived without organs or neck structure, making it impossible to determine if he had suffered a neck injury or whether water had entered his lungs, according to the report. Right? So that's where we're at. So pretty much just run this back, right? Nolan Wells comes up missing. His mom doesn't hear from him. His friends said that he decided to stay on the island with the girl. But his mom is like, I don't get it. Why would he do that? I haven't heard from him. You guys are back. So it gets kind of creepy. So the mom says, I'm going to check his phone record. I'm going to see where his GPS phone is at. And I'm going to check his Snapchat. Because he's a Snapchatter. Right? When she checks the phone and the Snapchat, it's two different locations. And without her checking, if she didn't check the live location, that phone might have never been shown. The friends had the phone and his car keys, knowing very well people were looking for him. People are looking for him, and his friends are holding on to his cell phone and his car keys. Friends. But then, out of nowhere, I'm not sure exactly how they knew about I know how they knew about the cell phone, because she did a live location to where her mother's friend had to go there and convince them to get the cell phone. That's one. Two, the dad had to go and get the keys. He first went there and he talked to them and said, hey, where's the keys? And they were like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. And then dad said, hey guys, let's all calm down. Just let me get the keys so I can get his car and take him home. All of a sudden the keys appear. So you tell me, right? You have a good friend. You guys go out on a holiday weekend. Y'all drinking, partying. He tells you, you know what? Go without me. I'm staying with the girl. I don't have my phone or my car keys. I'm staying with her. And all his friends go, okay, see you later. Then there's more different inconclusive things, because the girl that they said that he stayed with is now saying, no, he said he was leaving with them. So now we have contradicting stories. Then on top of that, it just gets even crazier. When they're riding the boat back to land from the island, they call a distress call saying, hey, our boat is going down, it's sinking. But then all of a sudden, I guess no one really even showed up. So it's so many moving pieces. All the children lawyered up. The so-called friends all got lawyers. All the so-called friends deactivated their social media. All the so-called friends are quiet. All the so-called friends' parents are judges, police chiefs, and things of that nature. And let's just be honest. I think they unalived him. I think they took his life. Because just think rationally, right? And I know people say, well, you don't want to get involved in this and you want to make... If your friend goes missing and you were just with him, why would you just immediately delete your social media? Keep his phone and keys. What are we talking about? All you and your friends go to sleep. Like it's a regular... The mother of this boy is looking for him. You were the last ones with him. And you show no concern. You're quiet. In fact, she has to hunt the phone. You're not coming straight with the phone. Hey, ma'am, here goes his phone. The last time I seen him, no, you say, talk to my lawyer. Then this quote unquote girl named Katie pops up out of nowhere. Then we hear an argument on the cell phone. Then there's drinking, underage. But once again, the most convincing part is just how Even if my lawyer told me just stay out, that's my friend. I'm not staying out of it. What do I have to hide? You don't want to falsely implicate yourself. I don't care. What are you talking? No, I'm in here. I was with him. Then he went over there. What was the girl's name? I'm driving to people's houses. Hey, they're doing none of that. They're going. One of the kids just did an interview. So, and the most important part to it, you're the only black person there, Nolan. You're the only black person on an island of thousands of white people. You know how the white folks gonna do. They're all gonna close in ranks. They're gonna all look out for each other. Even the police chief didn't want to do a proper investigation. Already closed the case before even talking to anybody. You have even the people that found the body, the rescue people, are starting to say, oh, the parents just want more fundraiser money. They're coming very aggressive. And when you look at that picture with him and them white kids on that boat, when I first saw that picture, I said, and they said he was missing. This is before the body even popped up. And I saw the picture, I said, oh, he's gone. It's been a day or two. He's not alive. If that's what, see, it could have been many things, right? We don't know what happened. But all we do know is the nonchalant, non-caring behavior of that whole city towards this child being missing in the beginning. No one cared to look for him. 2, the police will quickly just say that, oh, it was nothing. 3, how they've handled this moving forward. Now, if he accidentally died because they were drinking or did whatever, but all we know is at whatever happened to him, and people say you keep putting race in it. Oh, well, you're just saying that because what if he didn't kill him? Listen, okay, if they didn't, but the way they've treated it, you can see the racial implications in it already. Right? This is the way they treat him. They're just acting like, oh yeah, he's dead. Okay, so what? You guys were the last ones with them. You said you didn't see anything. Oh, they never seen anything. And then what gets even creepier, the mom gets access inside the phone. There's no Snapchats. There's no, I'm not even 18 and I don't Snapchat, but I record a lot. You're not gonna ever catch me without my phone. My phone is on my hip. It is connected to my bloodstream. And for him to have all the text messages deleted, no Snapchats, no, just nothing. It's almost like that last day didn't happen. And once again, right, this is where we're at. And I feel so sorry for that family because when you look at the history of Mississippi, right, and this is the reason why people say, Mariah, you always talking about race. You always talking about race. Let's look at the history of Mississippi, right? Mississippi holds the tragic distinction of recording more lynchings than any other state in the U.S., with at least 581 documented between 1882 to 1968. 1968 ain't that long ago, guys. That's within your parents' generation. It was used as an organized tool of racial terror and intimidation. The violence was primarily perpetrated by white mobs against black citizens to maintain white supremacy during Reconstruction and Jim Crow. Now look at the statistics. Statistics out of roughly 3,400 to 4,500 racial terror lynchings across the South, nearly 10% occurred in Mississippi counties. Come on, man. Public spectacles, lynchings frequently treated as public festive community outings. For example, in 1919, lynchings of John Hartwell, man, come on, man, estimated about 10,000 spectators. They would lynch black men in Mississippi as like a fair. Like, come on, we're gonna go hang Jim Bob today. And they'll come out there and listen to this. The Duck Hill lynchings in 1937, Roosevelt Town, and people like to act like 1937 was forever ago. That's within your grandparents' generation, right? Roosevelt Towns and Robert McDaniels were kidnapped, chained to trees, tortured with a blowtorch, and burned to death by a white mob. This is where Emmett Till had died, Met Evers. So Mississippi has a long history. It's probably one of the worst, most racist places on planet Earth. Point blank period. And I don't want to keep reiterating Noah Wells, but how did he end up on that? Like, why are you on this island with these people? Like, I understand you go to school with them, you got to work with them, but to be on an island by yourself and not even, me personally, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I need a brother too, somebody, if I'm going to be around that many white people. I really do. Or I'm leaving at a good amount of time. All right, the sun's going, I'm here for an hour or two, I'm out of here. Then they said when they found the body, he was fully clothed. So what was he had all his clothes on? What? Something happened, man. Something happened. Something doesn't make sense. From the point they said he talked to that girl, and she said he was going with them, and they said that he said right there, that good hour or two, from about what they say 2 to like 4 p.m. That 2 hours, something happened, and they're trying to push it off as he has a giant discoloration in the back of his head. The pathologist didn't. The family says we want an independent pathologist for our boy. The local city pathologist, right, of Mississippi did. Right? Doesn't send all the boy's body parts. What type of creepy stuff is this? This is like out of a horror movie, right? This is like out of Get Out movie with, what's his name? Jordan Peele. This is like one of those creepy white towns where it has dark, twisted secrets that only the people who live there know. And I guarantee you this ain't the first time. The mayor's cousins to the lawyer, the prosecutor dated the police chief in high school, and the high school police chief had a child with the firefighter chief. And like, I can tell it's one of those towns. And and this is the last thing I'm gonna say, right? And this is to all my bourgeoisie, affluent black people, right? Because a lot of y'all bourgeoisie, affluent black people like to make good money and move out into these suburbs. And you say it's gonna be safer, it's gonna be better. It might be safer in the sense of, in the inner city, you don't have to worry about gang violence. But you might be psychologically tormenting your child, right? And your loved ones to being isolated as one of the only black kids in this predominantly affluent white community, which is even different. Because your kid, no matter how much he grew up with them, at the end of the day, he's not one of them. And they will let your child know that. And if you're not properly raising him with the understanding of who he is as a black man, the history, especially in the South and Mississippi, this can happen. This black child's out there on an island with nothing but white people, and I don't think at any point did he say, yo, I don't think this is a good idea. He probably was raised in a household of good people, decent people, and they were believing the best in everyone. It was such a long time ago, Timmy. Just as long as you treat your people good and they'll be good to you. No. There's a long history. I just read it. Over almost 600 lynchings. Public spectacles. It's not like they would lynch them in the middle of the night. No, they would have it broad daylight. People would be eating barbecue. I've seen pictures where you see little kids smiling as a grown black man is hanging from a tree. Twisted. Mississippi is one of the most twisted, backwards people on the planet. It runs through their veins. And you're out there on an island with them. An island. Without yourself. Jesus Christ. And I don't want to blame the parents, like I said. I'm not trying to blame the parents, but come on. You got to know better than that. And like I said, a lot of y'all like to make some good money, then y'all first thing you want to do is move out the hood and go to the suburbs. Are you sure it's safer for them out there? Because one, the only black kid in that suburb, the police are going to harass him because he's the only black one. Right? He's going to be going to school. He's going to be ostracized because he's the only black one. He's going to become the jokester, the jester, the hooper, the ball. There's going to be so much psychological damage done to him being the only black one there. And I know a lot of them. My people African, right? And I remember one time there was like this white family adopted a black African baby, right? And it was just awkward to me. Because you would see the family picture, all these white people, and this one black kid and so I meet him one time. And as I'm talking to him, I'm just looking at him like, and when I say he would, what we call a coconut, he's black on the outside, but he's white inside, like the way, yeah, dude, and I was there, yeah. And I'm looking at him and I'm like, good God. I wonder what a day in the life of yours is like his psyche. You know what I mean? He's one of those, I don't see no color. And for Nolan Wells, once again, to be on an island with nothing but white people, then we find out the girl Katie's a white girl. You're in an island full of white people chasing a white girl around the island. Nolan, good God. Oh. Nolan, you're on an island. And I bet you it might be over the girl. He probably got into a fight over the girl, someone accidentally killed him. I don't know. Who knows? And they said, you know what, let's get rid of the body. Because one thing white men do not like is seeing a black man with their girl. That is, it's almost like an abomination. White men have a thing, you're ruined. You're done. You've been poisoned. That's how they feel. Because you know they say once you go black, you never go back. But we got to stay with our own people. That's the reason why I tell all you brothers out there, stay with your own people. You're out there on an island, Nolan, rest in peace, brother, chasing a white girl around, trying to get with her amongst nothing but Caucasian people. And you thought, and that sounded like a fun time to you. Now we got to send a search party out there, helicopters, boats, only to find you deceased. Now the pathologist done cut you up, took your lungs out. Your mother's crying, saying, I need my baby so we can have our own independent. Now they shipped you over. They left your stomach all the way in Mississippi and your throat's in Mississippi, but your body is in Washington. Like, come on, man. Cut this boy. They done chop this boy up like a this is disgusting. So anyway, this is the update. Brothers and sisters, we're gonna stay on this one. We're not gonna leave him because we gotta keep some light on here because this happens on a regular basis. Black people are the #1 missing people in America. I already did the statistics showing you how many black women are missing compared to Caucasian women and the percentage-wise for one per capita. So we haven't got anywhere, y'all. Just like Emmett Till, he went missing. Whistled at a white girl, he went missing. They found him in a river, just like this brother. Last thing we heard, he was chasing a white girl on an island. Goodness gracious. Wouldn't be me, I'll tell you that much. Couldn't be me. Nope. Soon I would have got on the boat. I'd have been like, where we go? So I'd have looked around them and said, so when we going back? I would have sat on the boat like this the whole time on my cell phone. I wouldn't have had drinking anything. I wouldn't have done anything. I would just sat there and like, are you guys ready to go? Okay, yep. Anyway, I think that's it right now. Nolan Wells, rest in peace to the brother. Shouts out to the family. Hope you're doing well. Benjamin Crump did a great job of breaking and analyzing that autopsy. Shout out to Colin Kaepernick. Reverend Al Sharpton, shout out to you. and Terrell Owens for putting up the money for more. We can't leave this. We got to keep eyes on this, guys. This story does not make sense. And in this small town in Mississippi is creating stories. So we got to stay on it. We got to stay diligent. But y'all know the slogan: chase knowledge, don't chase money. Peace, love, positivity.